Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And this is Season 3, Episode 12, hopefully. I was gonna say I actually know the episode number, but then I could, end this video and then, come back and, see that it was wrong, and then I have to put a different episode number. So, in my mind right now, it's Episode 12, but it might be different, might be the same. We only future Owen, when he edits this and uploads this, will know the answer to that. And I guess
only future Owen will, not present Owen. And not past Owen either.
Well, future Chris, no, because future Chris will just have to check the channel, and I feel like future Chris isn't going to do that. I feel like he just lives in the moment when it comes to shows.
Oh, he lives in the moment.
But yeah, we have a big episode today. We're going to cover Worlds Collided, Money in the Bank, the big LA takeover that WWE just did. We're not going to do Raw. I know Raw, we're recording this on Tuesday, and I know Raw's happened, but I have other commitments I have to do today, so it won't really work, and we won't be able to fit Raw in, so we're just going to do Raw next Aftershock if we do it in the same format that we like to do it in, where it's just show reviews and everything like that. But, yeah, how you feeling today? You ready to talk about some good PLE action?
Yeah, we are. About some great PLE action.
We had 2 pay-per-views on the same day. It feels like WrestleMania Saturday all over again, because that's the only time that really happens, where, we had Worlds Collide earlier in the day, and then we had Money in the Bank later in the night. I didn't get to experience this the way I was intended to, because like I told you before, I had a graduation party to go to, so I couldn't watch both shows. I watched one of them, but there'll be a story on that later on, but I didn't watch Worlds Collide live, and then I tried to watch it Sunday, but then because I was up at 5 a.m., I kept dozing off. And I have a rules of 4. If I doze off 4 times, it's like, yeah, this clearly isn't going to happen. So that's kind of what happened. And then I watched it yesterday. And I, didn't... only really one thing got spoiled. I thought WWE did a pretty good job not spoiling the show or anything like that. So... Well, I guess 2 things, because the main event, I guess, got spoiled for me. But I figured the main event was pretty confirmed it was going to happen. But yeah, let's just start talking about this show. I figured I would give you some extra time in case you didn't get that thing up. So yeah, let's just start talking about Worlds Collide, the show that happened first.
So it started with a cold open about with Rey Mysterio narrating it in Spanish. He played a big part in this big first part of the show. The cold open was awesome. It was amazing. And I will say too, I missed the first. I thought the show was at 3:30. It wasn't. I don't know why I thought 3:30. So I missed the first 25 minutes of the show.
So do I have
very mad at myself. I was very mad at myself when I turned it on. It was halfway through the fucking 6-man tag.
So should I?
What the fuck?
So did I take the first half of the show, or did you go back and watch it again?
No, I did. I ended up seeing what had happened, so I'm good. It kind of surprised me too when I turned it on to hear Conan. I was like, Jesus Christ. So the commentary team was Conan and Corey Graves, as for the English language commentary team, and their dynamic felt really weird. It felt very off at times.
Yeah, it did.
Because Conan's very monotone, and Corey's high energy guy, and they just didn't mesh well together. And Corey got some really high remarks for his work at Worlds Collide. They were very impressed with him, and they really loved the work that he did.
Yeah, I thought Corey Graves did very well. He was mainly the play-by-play guy on the show. I will admit, yeah, the dynamic was very off. I like the fact that we had Conan. I think he was probably meant to be there because obviously he works for AAA and he's worked for, I think all of these guys, except for probably Javon and Chad Gable at one point or another. And he was kind of there just to really be the historian and everything like that. It would be kind of weird because like Corey Graves would go to ask him a question and I think Conan would like answer it before he could even like ask his question sometimes.
Yeah, it was really weird.
But I liked having Conan. If they ever do something with AAA, like in the future, whether that becomes like a full-on show on Peacock or like, you know, they do something with it, I don't think Conan's probably going to be on commentary. This might be a one-time thing because, one, I don't think Conan's had a lot of health issues in his life. Like at Money in the Bank, because they show him later, like he struggled to stand up a little bit. Because I think in the fall he was just in like the hospital and stuff recently.
He was. He's been hospitalized a lot in the last year.
So like, but I thought he did. I thought the dynamic was a little off, but I thought they did. You know, fairly well and everything like that on commentary.
Yeah, I thought it was fine, but like the more it went along, it looked like Conan had like almost little to no interest in the show as time went along.
Yeah,
it felt like it, but Corey kept the energy up, and Corey was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was.
They talked about had been 30 years since the first Worlds Collide. When Worlds Collide was the original one, had taken place in Los Angeles, and that's a show that I definitely want to go back and watch. I haven't gotten the chance to watch it yet. I definitely want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna have us do I was gonna see if we could fit that in as a retro before this show happened, but we just couldn't fit it in.
That's definitely something we could do still as a retro.
Yeah, maybe when
Worlds Collide.
Yeah, we could definitely try to fit that in.
And then Lillian. I keep forgetting. Lillian is actually, I think she's Mexican or she's Spanish. I think she's Mexican. So she sung the national anthem, the Mexican and U.S. national anthems for the show. I was like, when I first saw that Lillian was the ring announcer, I was like, oh, that's interesting. But then I heard her do ring announcements, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, she speaks Spanish. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it worked out very well.
Yeah, it did. It actually ended up being great. So Triple H showed up and Shawn Michaels, and they had the legend Blue Demon Jr. was there. He's absolute legend in AAA.
Yeah,
him and Dad are legends in Mexico. They had Maricela Pena there, the former owner. She kind of was in the cold open, and she was there, and she sat in the crowd and whatnot. It's nice to see here that she's still kind of involved in some way.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And then, of course, depends on who you talk to, which they're all wrong. The greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio. They had him as Rey Mysterio Jr., which was interesting because he hasn't been Junior since outside of WWE.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that he was Junior, which I thought was awesome.
He cut a promo in Spanish and in English, and he promised that the WWE is going to uphold the legacy of Lucha Libre, and which is true. They're not going to fuck with it. As much as people think they're going to fuck with it and Americanize it, they're not.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get that that vibe from this show. So
absolutely not. I mean, they definitely did tone down Vikingo a lot in this show because he has had some very serious injuries to his hip and his knees. So he definitely wasn't going as crazy as he was before this show, which is good.
Yeah, well, they got to be
healthy. Actually, listen to Ray now.
Yeah, I hope he can stay healthy
because he is an absolute key critical component for this partnership and ownership of WWE.
Yeah, absolutely.
And AAA combined, he is the biggest star there. And Well, the funniest thing is, too, is no mention of Del Rio in the show, which is he's persona non grata.
And I think too they showed Vikingo winning the belt, but like they tried as much as they could not to show who he was winning the belt from.
Yeah.
So it was pretty.
He's
funny.
he's pretty done, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, and nor should he come back. I think what's going to happen is they're probably just going to like have him sit out and like finish his contract, and then he'll be gone. Maybe they'll try to buy it out or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to be a part of this partnership very much longer. Because if he was still going to be involved, they would show him taking the 630.
Yeah,
from Viking.
Definitely.
But they didn't show him. So I was like, okay, so this is WWE going, yeah, we're done with this guy. We've already fired him twice already.
I can't blame him. So
yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with him either if that was fucking WWE.
Yeah.
It was probably a strict edict too. Like, yeah, he's not going to get featured on the show.
Oh, definitely. They tried to like, because they mentioned Vikingo won the belt, but obviously they're like, "Oh, who did he beat the belt? Who did he beat for the belt? I don't know. He just won it."
I know he just won it out of thin air.
He just started
talking about Benoit.
Yeah.
He just found the championship in the middle of the ring. The previous champion just relinquished it and put it in the middle of the ring.
It went missing. It went missing. He had like 19 minutes to find it, and he found it.
So they showed those two idiots, Dirty Dom and his side piece whore, Liv Morgan, and the crowd didn't like him, so that was just good.
I thought you were coming around on Dom. We've talked about that.
No, it's back again.
Oh, it's back?
He's a turd. But they opened the match up, the show up with the 6-man tag between Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado, the LWO minus Joaquin Wilde, versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and the ever so fucking popular now. He was extremely popular in AAA, but now everyone's kind of seeing him stateside. A lot of them are for the very first time. Mr. Iguana, he's extremely over.
It's so over.
That didn't take long at all. If you don't know about Mr. Iguana, he's insanely over with the younger audience in AAA. He is a big time babyface there. He's amazing, and his shirt has been, because they did like a Worlds Collide thing where they put like some of the more popular ones like Vikingo and Mr. Iguana, and I think it was Aerostar, but I could be wrong. But there was a few others that have from AAA who had T-shirts on .com, and Mr. Iguana's was selling like crazy. So he's definitely insanely popular. And they showed him on Money in the Bank, and there are rumors that he is going to be used on NXT, possibly in the future. So this just is going to launch him into the stratosphere, into the WWE verse.
Yeah, he looked awesome in this match. I've seen him before. I've always enjoyed him. And just his gimmick is really cool. He looks very intimidating too, and he's a hell of a talent. So I like the fact that he was the one that benefited the most, probably, from this show and everything like that. And he got to really showcase his skills and just become so popular. Like, it was awesome.
And I'll be completely honest. I had no idea who Mr. Iguana was before I saw the match card a few weeks ago. Now I'm very familiar with him, and I absolutely love him. He's amazing.
He really is.
But this match, right away, what a fucking match to open up the show. This match was absolutely phenomenal. Just an incredible match. And they did a really funny comedy spot where Lince did the Spanish fly to Mr. Iguana's iguana. And it was hilarious. And, of course, people online were losing their minds thinking, oh, why this isn't funny? Why is there comedy in here? But it was, okay? So get over yourself. This match was truly tremendous. A great way to open up the show. Just high-flying action. Phenomenal. And then Octagon Jr. hit his moonsault fall-away slam. I've never fucking seen that before in my life. And that popped me like crazy. That move was absolutely amazing. And Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana end up taking the win. Just like we thought, Lince Dorado ended up eating the pin.
Yeah, I thought this match was great. I was very entertained by it. Mr. Iguana was definitely the highlight of the match. And I enjoyed, LWO in here. I give it 4 stars. I thought it was a great opener. And I thought everyone got to showcase the skills. The only one that really didn't get to showcase the skills was Octagon Jr., but Money in the Bank. I did like how they were saving him for Money in the Bank, so they wanted him to scale back a little bit. And then, because Mr. Iguana kind of took the shine in this match. Not really in a bad way, but, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I give it 4 stars. Also, it was a great match. Really, everyone in particular, really played the role really well. Like, Lindsay was healing it up really well.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great. And then post-match, Dom just decided to talk shit about his dad again because Octagon Jr. is a big fan of his dad. It was an inspiration to him. And he took offense to it, as he should, because Dom's a fucking piece of shit. And they decided to fight around ringside, and then they got into the ring, and Liv did absolutely nothing to stop him. She was just fucking useless. She just watched him get his ass kicked. They pull him apart, and Dom says that he'll put his Intercontinental title on the line tonight at Money in the Bank, and that popped the crowd at the Forum.
Which Intercontinental...
Me too. I was like, holy shit! Like we're getting a AAA versus WWE main roster match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what I was kind of hoping for coming out of this.
What's Intercontinental Championship though? You didn't specify.
It's got to be the women's because he's a bitch.
Well, that's gonna be weird for what happens at Money, because that belt was on the line in a different match. So I don't know how
the men's Intercontinental Championship.
Because both belts showed up at Money in the Bank, so you got to make sure you're specific, so that way people understand.
Unless if Tom's holding the women's Intercontinental Championship.
Hey, I mean, you just
Andy Kaufman run.
Hey, you just said it was the women's Intercontinental title a second ago. People could have taken that shit seriously.
They could have. Who knows?
But yeah,
funny.
But yeah, I like the Dom stuff afterwards. It got you excited for the show to watch Money in the Bank. Octagon Jr. was a good choice to throw in there because of the history that he has with Rey Mysterio and everything like that. It's pretty cool because obviously Octagon Jr. I've been watching some TNA recently, like some old episodes, and he was on TNA recently as the Aztec Warriors, and I'm like, oh damn! I was wondering where I'd seen him before and where I've heard that name, and I forgot he was because when I'm at in TNA, like that team like just started showing up and everything like that. So I'm getting introduced to him that way, but it's pretty cool that and they even mentioned that he's been on TNA and stuff like recently and everything like that. So that's it's pretty cool.
And then they would do this like every so often, like after every match or every other match, they do a history kind of update with AAA and getting people familiar with it, and then they talked about the history of the Pena family and AAA's history, and then they cut into a Legado talking about the merger, and how they're going to be the only family that represents Lucha Libre under the WWE banner, which is very bold of them to say that, considering the fact that they're almost about to break up. They then go ringside, and they show Masquerita Sagrada, who is an absolute legendary mini.
Yeah, he's awesome.
in Mexico. He's really, really awesome. And Latin Lover, who was a massive, massive star in AAA in the 90s into the 2000s. And Tiffany and Io were also there too. They were shown. There was also not Cien Caras. There was someone else who was shown like very briefly, and it really upset a few people, but they didn't mention him. I forget who it was now. But
yeah, good stuff. Good stuff there. Legato's promo was good. I like that. I also want to mention the presentation of the show. Like, this looked like a AAA show. Like, they had it very set up. The only difference is the ring wasn't 6-sided. It was a 4-sided ring, but it looked like, the arena set up and like the production just felt like a AAA show. It didn't really feel much like a WWE show, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a WWE show. And then we go into the tag match. It's women's tag match. It's Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Dalis. I think it was Dalis who was the mentor to Stephanie Vaquer, and I think that this is the first time they faced each other in a while, if I'm not mistaken. So this match was okay. It wasn't the best, but right out of the gates, it looked like they didn't really have. It was a bit kind of wonky at the beginning, but it definitely picked up. Double Devil's Kisses from Lola Vice and Stephanie Vaquer, or Vecque, as Nikki Bella called her on Monday.
That's awesome.
And sent the crowd into a tizzy, as it should. And SVB to Dalis, and the baby faces, Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice, won. I thought this match was okay. Nothing really special about it. I felt like the beginning kind of was not sloppy, but like they were kind of feeling each other out, and it wasn't really smooth. But it definitely started to get a little bit better as the match went along.
I think too they wanted to save Stephanie Vaquer for Money in the Bank, so they wanted, because she didn't wrestle. She was only really in towards like the finish and all that type of stuff. She didn't really.
Yeah, Lola was in it for most of the match.
I think they wanted to save Stephanie Vaquer, and they probably wanted to get this match over as quick as they could, so that way they could get her to Money in the Bank and everything like that. Because she's the only wrestler that wrestled twice. We're not.
Nope.
We'll talk about that later, but well, actually, no, she's not actually, because Octagon Jr. wrestled twice. So you're right.
Three people wrestled twice on this on Saturday.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, I thought this match was good. I give it like 3 stars. It was pretty solid. I wonder if more was supposed to happen from this. Like, I wonder if Lola Vice was supposed to like go heel and attack Stephanie Vaquer after the match, but then like Stephanie Vaquer got called up and everything like that, so that kind of messed up their plans. So they had to just kind of do a basic match. I wonder if more, it just seems like. But, it's still good for what it was. Good we had Stephanie Vaquer. But again, I think they were just trying to save Stephanie Vaquer's stamina for later in the show.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because she also wrestled on Friday the night before, too.
Yeah, she wrestled fucking 3 matches in a 2-day period. But they were interviewed afterwards by Vera Rodriguez, who, if you don't know, is Finn Balor's wife. And Stephanie Vaquer basically promised to win the Money in the Bank, which she didn't. But yeah, I thought that was fine. They both spoke in Spanish, and Lola did a little bit in English. But yeah, I thought overall it kind of got the point over that Stephanie was going to win. Wanted to win Money in the Bank.
I bet. How do you think Dave Meltzer felt watching this match? Because he went on a big rage that Lola Vice was booked for this show.
I think he was sitting on his hands on that one. and shut the fuck up as he should have.
You know he didn't.
And so next, Chad Gable's interview. He talks about how much the Mexican people love him. Man, that guy's delusional. Because they fucking certainly don't. Because
they did not like him.
They did not like him at all. And they showed the Street Profits, and they showed Chavo. That's the first time Chavo's been on fucking a WWE production in fucking, I can't even tell you how long.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's been so fucking long. I don't think he was even on the original When Worlds Collide. His uncle was, though.
Yeah.
He was part of the show.
But this is cool that they showed Chavo, and I wonder if he'll be like involved in this in some way, shape, or form, or if he's just gonna be showing this one time or whatever.
I would kind of like it if he did a little bit more.
I want his old
obviously called him to come in and do this.
Yeah, I want his old theme song back though. That'd be his old theme song ruled. I don't want like some new like Def Rebel like bullshit.
I want some Def Rebel. This is Chavo Guerrero type shit.
No, we don't need that. We need the Chavo type of thing. We need that. That's what we need.
We need some bland, generic Mexican music like they did with fucking Rusev. They gave him some fucking bland Bulgarian music.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't go with bland Dutch music for fucking Aleister Black too.
Don't give them any ideas because they still have time
before they get fired and they're fucking out of here.
I can't wait. And then all the songs will get changed to good songs.
I hope so. Or they just go back to using CFOs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, so the next matchup was another 6-man. It was the last 6-man tag, I think, on the show,
yes,
which was Legado del Fantasma, which was Santos Escobar, Angel and Berto. I don't know why he's called that. Still, it's really weird. Versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown.
And maybe you could answer this question because in the video package, is he not? He's actually the third. He's not Junior. So why is he called Junior if he's the third? It's
bizarre because that threw me off too. Because I'm like, that is Dr. Wagner. That's Dr. Wagner Jr.'s son. That is legitimately his son. His grandfather was Dr. Wagner.
Yeah.
It's Wagner Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., that's his dad. So I don't know why he's the third. When he's junior is weird. It's weird. It's because El Hijo means the son of.
Yeah.
It's the son of Dr. Wagner Jr. Would it be the son of Dr. Wagner the third? That wouldn't make any sense.
But that's what they wanted.
It was really weird. That threw me off too. I was like, that's not what I'm like, that's not him. Like it's El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. If they wanted to do, I don't know, I forget there's a translation for grandson of Dr. Wagner. If they wanted to do that would have made sense.
But whatever, things happen sometimes.
Or if they just wanted to call him the Dr. Wagner the Third, that would have been. But it wouldn't make any sense. But either way, and Pagano and Psycho Clown, all three of them were super over.
We didn't get Psycho Clown's AAA music though. We got some bland WWE Def Rebel bullshit.
Yeah, that was stupid. I was kind of hoping they would get the use like the Los Psycho Circus theme song. That was like, I think it's Three Dogs Night. I think is the name of the theme song.
Yeah, that would have been. I was looking forward to that, and then we got some bullshit like bland Def Rebel.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not his theme song.
I don't know what's worse, his or Vikingos was pretty bad too on this show.
I think that's actually Vikingo's theme, though.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't, yeah, because I mean, I've seen him wrestle. I just didn't hear his theme song before.
No, yeah, it's not his theme song.
I was gonna say that was the hearing it. I was like, well, this is just like War Raiders theme, like toned down.
Yeah, it's totally not his theme. Yeah.
But again, all three of the AAA guys were again super over.
Yeah.
El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. was massively over. Pagano too. And Psycho Clown, of course, is the most over of the three because he's the biggest star there right now. Right now, not named by Kingo. This match is just phenomenal. At the beginning of the match, Psycho Clown tried to show respect to Santos, but Santos kind of shoved him out of the way, and that kind of got things started. Just a phenomenal lucha match again. And again, just like the opener, another just great quality AAA match that you could tell wasn't really WWE-ified. Just an awesome match. Legado del Fantasma and picking up the win. When Santos hit Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. with the Phantom Driver for the victory, which really surprised me that Legado won, but it kind of made sense because the other AAA team had won before in the opening, so they kind of wanted to. Yeah, I can see why they would want to flip it back and have the WWE team win the second one.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I thought this was 4.5 stars. I thought this was great stuff. I liked in the video package they added the story when they mentioned that Dr. Wagner Jr. was the one that unmasked Santos when he was Hijo del Fantasma, I think his name was, and I thought that was cool, and it made sense that Santos got the win on him since he's the one that unmasked him. But this match really ruled. I thought everyone had their working boots on, and I thought they looked really awesome in this match. Psycho Clown looked good. Pagano looked a little rough in the beginning. He had some of his dives and they weren't connecting and all that type of stuff, but he was able to kind of get back into it and everything like that.
He's also more of a hardcore guy, too, also. That can do a little bit of flips.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought this was great stuff. 4.5 stars. I imagine they're still going to continue the breakup angle with Legado. I think what's going to happen is Santos is going to start to get a little cocky now since he got the win for this team. Because they also mentioned on the show that at Triple Mania, Los Garzos are going to be like in a 4-way tag for the AAA tag belts. I imagine they won't win those belts, and then Santos is going to snap on them and be upset that they didn't win the belts and everything like that. So, unless they win the belts, they could just win.
Good.
They could They could win the belts. He still gets mad at him when they break up. Kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked that Legado didn't break up. Because Shawn Michaels was booking this show, and Triple H said he had to leave it. Triple H said he had to leave it during the show to go Money in the Bank. I thought Shawn was like, "Oh, you leave it, okay," and then he was gonna break up the team while Triple H was away.
All right. So Hunter, you booked this match. Well, guess what? They're not going to be a team anymore.
But yeah, I feel like Shawn, probably woke up in a good mood that day. Didn't really feel like I feel like too he's going to behave himself because he made such a bad booking decision by putting the belt on JC Jane. I feel like he's going to try to behave himself for a little bit now.
Maybe. We don't know about that.
No, yeah. I'm trying to think, what's he doing? I mean, he also broke... Didn't he kind of broke up the Cullen last week, actually, though, in a way. So, he's on a... He's kind of back on his rampage again, isn't he? Breaking up teams and everything.
He would belong on Friday, though, if he was going to go on a rampage.
He'd be what?
He would have to be on a Friday then if he was going to go on a rampage.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope Triple H maybe ask him to book a SmackDown or something type of thing. Oh, that SmackDown tag division is fucked if Shawn Michaals books that thing for a week.
Watch out. Here he comes.
Yeah, that SmackDown tag division is going to be no. Do you think he'd want to book SmackDown or Raw? Because on Raw, there's nothing to break up. There's not really much to break up. It's just SmackDown.
SmackDown easily.
Hey,
you get excited.
Hey, man, this is kind of to notice A-Town Down Under. The issues have cooled off ever since they had that NXT. I think Shawn was trying to break that up before Triple H got a hold of it again. And he's and then he didn't get to pull the trigger type of thing. Triple H called. It's no, they're coming back up here. I'm not ready for that yet. I need another 5 years to break them up.
I need it. It's gonna be a long time. Not like we've been waiting for it or anything.
Maybe that's the solution. You want a team to stay together, have Triple H book it. You want a team to break up, have Shawn Michaels book it. Type of.
Yes.
Which one do you prefer, the breaking up or the not breaking up? Or does it depend on the mood?
Just depends on the mood. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, they should break up. And other times I'm like, what the fuck? Why'd you do that?
Do you think Shawn Michaels is like taking out his anger because he knows he's like pushing 60 like very soon? So he's just taking out his anger on the booking?
Yeah.
Probably.
He's having a midlife crisis.
Or do you think he's still mad at Triple H that he kept him up at like 5 a.m. like doing his Hall of Fame speech and everything like that?
I think he's still mad at Marty Jannetty too.
But he's the one that turned on Marty Jannetty.
He's still mad at him.
Okay.
He still hates he's because of him.
That's true. Notice when a tag team of his always broke up too. He always was the one that broke it up too. It was never the other way around, really.
It never was.
I like the only time actually a tag team broke up that like got in it was Triple H. When Triple H, do you think he held some resentment for Triple H that he didn't get to be the one to pull the trigger and break up DX instead Triple H did it?
Yeah, he's very resentful.
You know what's funny thing is too, they built up that whole storyline. I guarantee you, because Shawn hates tag team, he was just gonna turn on Triple H himself, like anyways.
That was exactly what was gonna happen. So anyway, they showed when Worlds Collide from 1994, and the importance of it.
It looked awesome.
And then Finn Balor's wife interviewed Vikingo, and I thought that was pretty good. He looked pretty amped.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the hell he was saying. Because they had the other... Chewy Martinez was the other English interviewer, so that really threw me off for a second.
Have you seen Chewy Martinez before? Because he does Evolve and everything like that a lot.
I think I've seen him before, yeah.
He does Evolve.
In clip.
He does Evolve. And you know
That's
what?
probably why.
You don't watch that, so...
Yeah, I don't.
You probably never will.
Nope. And then they showed Savio and Damian Priest in the crowd.
That was awesome.
They both got a big hand. We saw Blue Demon Jr. again.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
I guess Savio and Damian Priest made up, because don't forget, like, that they had that thing that happened at Backlash France, where they, no, not Backlash France, Backlash Puerto Rico, where they kind of got into it. So
they look at their buddies.
I'm glad they're buddies. They deserve to be buddies.
So next is the North American title Fatal 4-Way match between Ethan Page versus Ray Phoenix versus Javon Evans versus Laredo Kid. 5 stars. Go out and watch it. I'm not going to fucking talk about it. Ethan Page won when he pinned Laredo Kid with the twisted grin. Awesome match. 5 stars. Go and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. Absolutely loved it. Everyone looked good in this match. Kind of makes sense for Laredo Kid to take the pin since he's the only one that's not like signed and all that type of stuff. And I don't think he's going to get hurt by losing and everything like that.
And they really kind of forwarded the feud between Ethan and Javon in this match too.
Yeah, because there was a bit where like Javon was about to hit, I think Ethan with the cutter, and then Ethan like shoved Laredo Kid like into it and then tossed him out of the ring and everything like that, and like took advantage of like the damage that Javon Evans did and everything like that. I think Great American Bash, Javon finally wins the belt, and then Ethan goes to the main roster. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I think so, or they do one more match between the two of them, and then he gets called up.
The only reason I'm hesitant is because so many people right now are getting called up. I think they want to... NXT will struggle for star power, and Ethan at the moment is like one of the big stars. They put a lot of stock into him, and I feel like they don't want to lose that. Especially because they're doing more like shows outside of the PC now and everything like that. Because
he does have name value.
Yeah, you're not packing the seats with Tyson Dupont and Tyreek Eakway. You're not packing the seats with them. You're not putting.
You are definitely not. Absolutely not. But they showed a hype video for AAA that's coming up in August, which is I think that's the next AAA event is Triple Mania, which is their biggest show of the year.
This will be cool because we're gonna get some like all the companies that are partnered with WWE right now are gonna, except Noah. They didn't mention Noah, but like TNA, they mentioned some TNA stars are gonna be there. They mentioned some WWE stars are gonna be there. So you know what's funny about this? They never showed like any like these past clips they were showing. They never showed like any people. Well, except like Penta and like Ray Phoenix, but they never showed like any AEW people that like went there.
Nope.
Any of that.
Why would you? For that fledgling company.
Wait, what's hilarious too is some of the time they showed Ray Phoenix as Penta. I think they were in AEW when they showed like the clips of them and everything like that, which is just hilarious.
Yeah. Next, we come to the final match on the show, which was the AAA Mega Championship match. Or as Chad Gable says, he wants to become the AAA Mega Champion. El Hijo de Vikingo versus Chad Gable. Just fucking go and watch it. I'm not going to fucking talk about it. This match was phenomenal. And Vikingo won with the 630 in the ring. After he hit it on the outside of the ring earlier in the match, which was fucking insane. But yeah, like this match was great. And once again, as per usual, Chad Gable working really, really, really good with a luchador. Like this is the third luchador that he's worked with, or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think the third. Since January, he's worked with Penta. He's worked with Ray Phoenix, and now he's worked with Vikingo. He's worked with three of the best luchadors in the business today. And he's put on phenomenal matches each time he's faced all three of them.
I don't think he's worked with Ray Phoenix. Oh, no, they did a six-man. They did a six-man. I forgot. They did a six-man.
Yeah. That's what I was like. I know they definitely faced each other in some way, but they're going to have a singles match at some point, for sure.
They definitely did not. Chad Gable and Ray Phoenix definitely did not have a singles match.
Yeah, that's in the future. They'll definitely have one for sure.
No, they will. Yeah, just not. They haven't had one. And I know you think they've had one, but they haven't.
No, it was the 6-man that I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
but he's faced all three of these guys so far, and they've all had great matches with him. This dude is so versatile.
And like Meltzer was surprised for some reason that like he can work so well with them. Like, dude,
well, maybe if you watch the fucking shows all the time, you would know that Gable fits well with luchadors.
Yeah, like he's surprised like an amateur wrestler's fitting well with these luchadors. Like, did you not watch fucking Kurt Angle's matches in WWE when he was wrestling like luchadors? Or, like,
I guess he didn't. I guess he forgot that existed.
Well, don't forget, Kurt Angle's never had a 5-star match, so
nope, it doesn't matter.
But
Will Ospreay's had a lot of them, but those matter.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought this match was awesome. The styles really meshed together really well, and I thought Chad Gable looked awesome in this match. I thought Vikingo looked awesome in this match. Vikingo definitely was toned down, but he did a little bit more flips than I thought he was going to do. I thought like he was going to do like just the 630 and stuff, but they let him do some stuff. I was surprised too. Gable was the one that did the moonsault through the table. I thought Vikingo was going to do like a big dive through the table. Because Gable set the table up, and usually if you set it up, you're going through it. But it seems like they're going away from that now. Now, if you set it up, you could definitely put someone through it. That's awesome. And this match had a lot of range behind it, and I really enjoyed it. And this made Vikingo look awesome. It felt like the match had to end early because, like, they went right to the finish. Like, he hit the 630 pretty immediately. Like, and then the show like ended shortly after that. So I don't know if they had to go home early or if they just ended the show because they did the 630. They showed like the replay, and then they had everyone celebrate, and then it was over. Like, there was no post then or anything like that. So I don't know if they were just stretching on time. I didn't watch the show live, so you would know more than me. But it seemed like the match ended early, but maybe that's just me. But do you think the match ended early, or was it just me?
No, I didn't think the match ended early. I thought that it was perfectly timed.
But yeah, that was the end of Worlds Collide. I'm giving the show an A. I thought it was awesome. Just very, very good stuff. It flies by, and just nothing really. I don't have any complaints about it. Maybe just the commentary, I guess. Like I thought Graves and Conan could have had better chemistry together. And I would have liked to have actually heard Vikingo and Psycho Clown Sauce instead of these dub rubble bullshit. But you know what? That's Def Rebel's issue. That's not this show's issue. Def Rebel just needs to up their game when it comes to music, but they never will.
Yeah.
So
they really do, but and they're going to be gone. So next year.
What would you grade this show? Or are you just never going to grade this show? You're just going to leave it? You're just
never. I'm going to leave it up to the audience.
Well, we're not moving on until you grade this show. So it's up to you whether we grade it or not. And we'll sit here for hours too if it take.
You
that's
can't.
what
So I'm gonna. We might as well just do it.
Well, I'll put my commitment.
It might just end abruptly.
I'll put my commitments aside and say like, hey, he's got to grade the show. So until you grade this show, we're not moving on. And I'm covering the Money in the Bank notes. So, what's the grade?
Let's see. What do I give it? I'm gonna give it the opposite of what an F would be, and that's an A.
That's good. What kind of A though? Because there's only one kind of F. Is it an A minus, an A, an A plus?
I'm gonna give it a solid A.
Okay.
Great fucking start for this partnership.
I think so. We didn't really. I thought we didn't really find out anything more. The only thing we found out was about like Los Garza's going to Triple Mania. I thought, and then Dom facing Octagon Junior, but there was nothing. There wasn't like a second show announced or anything like that. But I wonder if they're just gonna wait until like WWE actually owns it, because I'm pretty sure they don't actually own it like on paper or anything like that until like September. So I think they're just waiting on all that stuff to go through, and then we'll find out something. Maybe maybe they'll put some of their shows on Peacock. Maybe they'll. A lot of people are saying they'll do NXT Mexico, which would be fine. That could be cool. And a lot of people are saying that they might just like cancel the whole company and all that stuff. But those are the mean people that are just can't accept the fact that WWE is just not that company anymore. But there's a lot of things that people are saying, but we'll have to. Only time will tell what happens. Maybe nothing will happen. Maybe they'll just AAA will just do their thing, WWE do their thing, and they'll just have some crossovers. Or maybe everything will happen. Only time will tell. So,
only time will tell.
We'll see what happens. But we have the second show of the day, though. For Chris, you only had a half hour to take a break, and then you had to go watch Money in the Bank.
The show ended at about, I want to say 5:00.
Yeah.
And then I played some. I actually went and watched the Belmont Stakes, which was like right on. It was almost right on after that. So
okay.
And then I went from watching the Belmont to watching Money in the Bank.
So it's a busy day for you. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think I told you this when I did Mania. I did not have that luxury for Mania. It was Stand and Deliver ended, and then Mania, the countdown show, started right after that, pretty much. So it was, you didn't have that luxury. But if you got a nice half-hour break. But yeah, let's just go through it. We had the countdown show. We had the panel of Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, Big E, Wade Barrett, Vic Joseph, and Peter Rosenberg. In the beginning, it was McAfee, Big E, Cole, and Wade Barrett, and then Vic Joseph and Peter Rosenberg. They weren't on the panel itself. They had their own area where they were on the panel doing the post show and everything. And then they brought Peter Rosenberg back into it and everything like that. I was wondering what the hell Vic Joseph was doing there, because I thought that we were going to get a repeat of Backlash. I don't know if you remember, where like he showed up for no reason, but I think Jackie Redmond's been in MIA lately because NHL finals are going on. That's why she hasn't been like on Raw or any other shows. Unless she got released, I don't know about it. Is that the case, or is it just NHL finals are going on? So that's why we haven't seen her and everything like
that. Yes. The Stanley Cup finals are going on currently right now. So we probably won't see her at the very least until maybe next week. I could be wrong. It's maybe not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, I imagine they'll give her a week off.
The Panthers are up 2-1 right now in the series, as they just played last night on Monday. So
I also imagine
they play again Wednesday.
Yeah, I also imagine we won't, like, they'll give her a week off and then bring her back also, probably, too.
Yeah, sure, she's not, yeah, so she's going to be away for a bit.
Unless Triple H is like, no, you get over here and work.
No, get the fuck over here and do your job.
Like, the second it ends, he's going to send him, he'll be there himself with a plane being like, okay, let's get going. Like, the second it's over. Like, the second, like... Or should it be like, not the second it's over, the second she has a chance to breathe, he'll be over there like, okay, let's get going. That's like that second. Like,
let's go. Hurry up.
No time to like get your stuff packed or anything like that. Like, Triple H went and took care of that for her. Like, and everything like that. Like, but not much happened on the Countdown show. They did like a sit-down interview with Lyra Valkyria. Which was fairly good, and they showed some nice video packages and everything like that. I don't think they didn't really have a lot of time to do their normal stuff, where like, but at least it was shorter this time around. It was only 90 minutes, which was awesome. We always like that. Even with 90 minutes though, they were still filling time. Like, they showed the replays of Worlds Collide events like 4 times. They showed like some type of sit down watch along. They did with like Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. And you remember they showed this at like Backlash. They did it with like Sami Zayn and like Jey Uso, and they looked like they didn't even want to like be there and everything like that. They did that. But it wasn't as much time filler. Remember like at Backlash how much time filler that was? Where like,
oh my God, way too much.
Like, I think I told Steve this, you're filling time when you have to show history of like WWE video games and everything like that. Like, that's when you know you're. But, and they had LA Knight come out, and he like, because they were in Los Angeles and they were like supporting the charities for the fires that happened earlier this year. And this was kind of funny, actually. LA Knight like asked the kid like who his favorite wrestler was, and obviously I think he was supposed to say him so he could like sign his belt, because he gave him like a championship and everything like that. And the kid thought about it and he said CM Punk, and this like took LA Knight agazed and everything like that. And Wade Barrett made a joke like, okay, take it back. Like, that would have been awesome if he actually like took it back and just like, yeah, that's not the answer I was looking for. But LA Knight, he made sure he was going to take care of this kid and make sure that CM Punk like signed it and took what's gonna be and put CM Punk side plates on it. I don't know how CM Punk was gonna sign it though, because he wasn't there. So that was
he wasn't there.
So, and they showed like a history of the Intuit Dome because they were there for the second time. Even though they kept saying that was the first time. Some people kept saying it was the first time, but it was only the second time. Then we had the show itself. We had the commentary team of Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee. They were awesome, as always. So that's good. And then it showed the intro, the cold open, where we talked about taking chances for Money in the Bank. This was a really good cold open. I really liked this one a lot. It did the national anthem. And then we had the women's Money in the Bank match to kick off the show. It was Naomi versus Roxanne Perez versus Stephanie Vacchio versus Julia versus Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley. A hell of an opener here. I was kind of shocked this match went first because I figured they would save it for the semi-main since, Stephanie Vacchio was going to be wrestling early in the show. It would give her more time to rest. But I guess because Stephanie Vacchio went on early enough, at Worlds Collide. It was fine to do it first. And again, I feel like the men's match, while it didn't have as much star power in that one, there was a lot of big storyline developments that took place in that one, so I can understand having that semi-main. There's a big one that's going to happen. But, yeah, I thought this was a great women's Money in the Bank match. They kind of did this thing in the beginning where, like, the old guard faced the new guard, where all of the new guard, like, fought off the old guard, and then they all faced off with each other. They did a bit where Julia and Roxanne Perez worked together, and they buried Rhea Ripley under a bunch of ladders. And this didn't happen right away, but later in the match, like, Roxanne Perez did the Shawn Michaels 96 Royal Rumble spot where she held onto the ropes. And right when that happened, Rhea Ripley, like, popped back up out of the ether and everything like that, which was awesome. Alexa Bliss took a wheelbarrow into a cutter, like, suplex onto a ladder and went ribs first onto it. It was pretty scary. In terms of hurtness, like, I wasn't actually, like, scared of it, like horror movie type of scared of it, but just like that it looked like it hurt and everything like that.
Want it to be a horror movie scary.
Well, it is Alexa Bliss, so you never know. They did a lot of moments in this match where Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley worked together. I wanted to set up a tag team out of that. That'd be pretty cool, but I feel like because it's WWE main roster, they're going to do, like, Liv and Rhea as a tag team, so we're going to get the less cool version of it. So that's not fun. And then Stephanie Vacchio looked really good in this match. She hit the STB bouncing, I think it was Alexa Bliss's face off the ladder, like, several times. And we had a lot of people go through ladders. A lot of people, Naomi went through a ladder at one point. They did a really cool bit where Stephanie Vacchio and Alexa Bliss both hit the Devil's Kiss, like, simultaneously, like, together, which was really cool. And then Rhea Ripley looked really good in this match. She had a riptide onto, what's her name? I think it was Julia through a ladder. Just a lot of moments in this match, a lot of great high spots and everything like that. Eventually, Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss were going for the briefcase, and then Naomi showed up, tipped the ladder over, and they landed onto a ladder that was set up in the corner. And then Naomi climbed the ladder and grabbed the briefcase, and won the match. But just go watch this match for yourself for every spot, because all the spots were very good in this match. The only thing that didn't go but quite according to plan is obviously there was a bit where Rhea Ripley and Julia were trying to work together, but the ladder wasn't cooperating with them. But that stuff happens sometimes. It's okay. I gave the match 4 3/4 stars. I didn't really mind Naomi winning. Obviously they've been putting a lot of work into this heel character. I think this makes a lot of sense because they've been setting up that she's going to be the next person to face Tiffany Stratton. She's been attacking Tiffany Stratton a lot, and she's been, like, the top heel on SmackDown since she's turned. And I think this is setting up a lot of things for the SmackDown side of things with the women's division. We'll also cash in on Tiffany, and then we're going to get somehow to Jade Cargill winning the belt, and then from that we'll get some type of three-way feud with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, and then out of WrestleMania we get Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. But I think this is the perfect way to set this up. I would have liked Roxanne Perez to win more, just because I feel like with Roxanne Perez, there's a little bit of less predictability of who she cashes it on, because she has history with both Io Sky and Alexa Bliss. And, you could... not Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton. So you could slip in and have a cash in somehow and win the contract that way. But Naomi works just as well. But what did you think of this match? I give it 4 3/4 stars. I thought it was awesome. What did you think of it?
I thought this match was really, really good. It surprised me that Naomi won, but I can see the vision of where they're going with it. I would have obviously preferred Stephanie Vacquer, or Vacquer. And but yeah, I thought the match overall was very, very good. I give it 4 stars.
Yeah, and I can understand you wanted Stephanie Vacquer, but I feel like I don't think Stephanie Vacquer really needs the briefcase to get to the the title shot. I think she's probably winning Queen of the Win, honestly. As we, now we know that was set up, and she'll probably win that to get to the title shot and everything like that. I could see Io versus Steffi Vecchio being a big match at SummerSlam, since they had the match after WrestleMania and everything like that, and they really did a good job setting that up. But then we had Octagon Jr. versus Dominic Mysterio for the men's Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, this was very good. Octagon Jr. looked very good in this match. He got to get all his stuff in. He had some really good dives in this match. This match started out was very fast paced. This was the perfect match to follow the women's Money in the Bank, because the crowd, could still get into stuff and everything like that. Eventually, Dominic Mysterio won with the 619, followed by the Frog Splash across the back of Octagon Jr. Obviously, it makes sense for Dom to win, since he's still a good heel champion and everything like that. And he won clean. There was no real cheating or anything like that. So I hope you're proud of him, Chris. He didn't cheat to win this match, so it's good.
Yeah, because he was a man for once.
But I think Dom's doing pretty well right now as men's Intercontinental Champion. Kind of shocking he just went out there and decided to call a shot and defend the championship. But you can't really fault him for it, I guess. There's nothing that really Dom did this weekend except insult his dad that really made you hate him this week. I feel like you were kind of a little hard on him this week, because he did everything you wanted him to do. He was a man. He went out there and took care of business on his own. Like, there's nothing really he did that, like, I don't really think you could say pissed you off. So I feel like this weekend you got to kind of give him a pass, or you're not going to do that.
No. You didn't get a pass.
What did he do this weekend that was so bad? He really didn't do...
He's a dick.
He's a heel.
He's a dick. That's why.
How come it's okay? How come it's not okay for him to be one, but like it's okay for Roxanne Perez or Naomi to be one? Because they're heels too.
Because they're a different case. They are. Roxanne's not being a dick.
How come it's okay for Seth Rollins to be one?
Because he's Seth Rollins. He's earned that right.
How much time does Dom need where he earns it, type of thing? How much time?
He doesn't ever need. He's not gonna ever earn it.
Hey, he almost earned it. He almost earned it at Mania.
Then he regressed.
See. What do you think of this match, though? I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was very good. I thought Octagon Jr. looked awesome in this match, and they showcased him well.
I thought Octagon looked great. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I thought, on short notice, they put together a really good match. Oh,
okay. That's good. Then we had American Made backstage, and Chad Gable was upset. He was nursing the injury from Worlds Collide, and he was upset that he didn't win the AAA Mega Championship. But he says that everything's gonna be fine, because his mentor, or mentee, I guess it would be, El Grande Americano, is gonna win the. He's gonna win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And he said that he got him a special ladder. He got him, because the men's Money in the Bank match was sponsored by Fireball. So he got him a special ladder, and he wants the Creed brothers to put it under the ring and make sure that they tell him, but also tell Chad Gable where they put it and everything like that. So, I like this backstage segment here. Very good thing for Chad Gable to do here, to give out Grande Americano a special ladder. I don't know why he needed that ladder, though. He could have just used any ladder, but that one... we find out this ladder is gigantic, so that makes sense. But overall, I like this stuff here. What did you think of this stuff with Chad Gable and American Made and everything like that?
I thought it was great of Chad Gable to put a ladder under the ring for himself. I thought it was awesome.
I feel like
related to, it was great.
So we dive into this now, because I feel like I know you have a lot of questions, and I know you can have a lot of theories that are not going to add up with this Chad Gable Grande Americana thing. I think we should get it out of the way now while we have the time. Is there anything you want to say about, like, any theories that you want to point out that you seem to like to do every video?
Well, yeah, they told Chad Gable where to put the fucking ladder. Where they put the fucking ladder, so that in the ladder match he could go and fucking climb up the thing and win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but she did it.
Maybe they told him that.
Over, Dad. Dad, you're over this weekend.
Maybe they told him that so that way, like, they would know that the job was done, and maybe in case like they didn't get a chance to tell El Grande Americano, Chad Gable could be like the second messenger and everything like that. You know, you ever think of that?
Tell himself, yeah. Yeah, to tell himself.
Why would he tell him?
Oh, hey, El Grande Americano, it's right here. Oh, thanks, Chad. Thanks, because we're one and the same.
I mean, who's to say they even told him? Because it took him a little bit to even find this ladder. He didn't find it right away. So, you know, they clearly didn't even tell him. You know, he had to go earlier in the day to find the ladder and so he could tell El Grande Americano.
That's too bad.
I mean, El Grande Americano was struggling to find this ladder. They clearly didn't tell him.
It's all an act.
I mean, is there any other theories you want to point out that just don't add up? Because I got some stuff here.
They were talking about nipples on Raw. If you couldn't, you know, if you do
I really have to? I'd rather not touch that one. I feel like
and they both wore. I don't know if El Grande Americano was injured. So why the fuck did he need to wear a arm brace?
I mean, you know, that's a pretty common injury to have in wrestling is shoulder injuries.
Oh, pretty common, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is.
It's almost like Chad Gable went to the ring under a mask and wore the arm pad again. Again,
that's a pretty common injury to have in wrestling. And don't forget, he wrestled that triple threat.
Especially when he doesn't wrestle.
Don't forget, he wrestled that triple threat match against AJ Styles and CM Punk. Maybe he picked up a lingering injury from that. No, it was on Raw that week because Money in the Bank was Saturday and Raw was Monday, and
conveniently there's a different colored elbow pad on for Money in the Bank. In the same spot.
I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get at there. Any other theories? Because that one just doesn't add up.
No, it adds up. It adds up. You know why? Because Michael Cole and I, the legend, almost 30 years in the business, me and him, same brain, same wavelength here. We are right.
Look, I know Michael Cole was pointing out some other theories, but I thought Wade Barrett did a good job.
No theories. Wade Barrett agreed with them.
Well, on Monday he fucked up. He fucked up on Monday. Really, I know because we'll probably forget to talk. I think that's hilarious that he fucked up on Monday because then they couldn't do the bit. I thought that was hilarious that he fucked up on Monday. But Michael Cole tried to point out that Chad Gable was, he wears the CG boots, and he says that El Grande Americano was wearing those, on the Raw show Monday. But I mean, I think ring gear gets lost all the time in travel and everything like that. So Chad,
it does.
So Chad Gable was just trying to be a good Samaritan there, and let El Grande Americano borrow his wind boots and everything like that. That supposed metal plate that El Grande Americano, that's just protective padding, so that way when he delivers a headbutt, he's not giving himself on concussions and everything like that. That's all that is. And
the metal plate that he put in his head.
It's protective. It's protective padding and everything like that. Protective padding.
Sure it is. All the excuses in the world.
Again, you're just not gonna find. You're not gonna find any of this. You're trying to find stuff. It's just the stuff is easy to. It's easy to push back and everything like that. If you just think about the situation and think about the situation that a wrestler lives day to day, you would understand.
I do understand, and I understand the fact that Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are one and the same.
I feel like you're just reaching. You're just trying to find every theory that you can.
There's nothing. There's all this evidence of what you're going. Nope.
I noticed Michael Cole tried to take one of your theories you were trying to do with the Wikipedia thing. I noticed you tried to take that.
He's right.
But again, people, it's online. People could change that shit all the time.
Too. An actual website that you can't edit.
I don't know what you want.
Therefore, who's correct again? Me.
We haven't seen any.
Who's wrong? You.
There's no validative evidence yet. We still got time. We still.
Oh yeah, there's no valid evidence. They went to the nipple theory too, which they have the same nipples.
I mean, supposedly a lot of people have the same nipples. So.
Oh, not like that. It's Jed. He's in a mask.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, we will once he gets unmasked.
He might never get unmasked.
It is that cable.
Well, let's continue to talk about this show. I just wanted to make sure we got that out of the way because I figured you were gonna go at me hard, so I figured I would try to be one step ahead, and you still went at me hard. But anyways, so feel like I might need to report you to HR because I feel like you're going at me pretty hard with this theories that don't exist.
Yeah, please, I would love it.
and they would agree with me because you're not letting the story. You got to let the story play out. So.
But then HR would go, you know what? Chris is absolutely right. Owen is delusional and thinks that El Grande Americano and Jack Gable are two different people.
I mean, Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett are pretty credible sources. They know what they're talking about. So
also pretty delusional too.
Vic Joseph, what about him? He knows the truth.
Absolutely delusional.
Again, if El Grande Americano's Chad Gable, why didn't the Creed brothers help him win Money in the Bank then?
Because they didn't want to. They didn't want to make it obvious.
And how come they're not interfering in matches that he's in?
Because they don't want to make it obvious.
We'll see. We will see. But we had the next match. It was the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. It was Lyra Valkyria defending against Becky Lynch. A little bit of a step up from the Backlash match. I thought the Backlash match was very good, and this one was also great. The same issue from the Backlash match, though. The fans weren't really into the beginning, and then they got into it towards the end because the match just got awesome all of a sudden. And it was very back and forth. I like that it wasn't one-sided. Both women were just on the top of their game, and both really took it to each other and everything like that. And then eventually Becky Lynch won with the roll-up and held the tights for the win. This one I'm not going to pull any theories because Wade Barrett tried to, Wade Barrett. But again, there was actual evidence that Becky Lynch held the tights. So I agree with this one. So there's no reason for us to argue about this because it was totally obvious. So Becky Lynch became the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And afterwards, Lyra had to raise her hand, which she did. And then, Becky Lynch made her, do it at all four sides for some reason. And then she made her put the title around her waist. And then Lyra German suplexed her and then hit the night win on her. The match was great. I give it 4 stars. I thought it was great stuff. The stuff at the end went on a little bit too long. I would, they definitely stretched out as long as they could. And, it just, it really isn't that big of a deal that Lyra had to raise her hand, and it really wasn't. Just nothing comes from that. But both women looked really good in this match. I'm looking forward to seeing what Becky's going to do with this championship. We got kind of some answers to that on Raw last night when this is being recorded. And either this title can go into the stratosphere with Becky Lynch as the champion. Where Lyra goes from here, I'm really not sure, obviously. I feel like after this Becky feud's over, I hope she doesn't just, fall down the card. I hope she kind of continues to, stay in a consistent path and have good matches. But we'll see. But I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was great stuff. What'd you think of this?
I thought it was a really good match, too. I gave it 4 stars, and, of course, as we knew was going to happen eventually, she was going to fucking win Becky. It was so obvious. And Lyra had to do the dreaded arm raise. Oh no. Raise the arm. Ah, my God. Anything but that.
Yeah. And she did it. So, Then we had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had LA Knight versus Seth Rollins versus Penta versus Solo Sikoa versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. Hell of a match right here. This match was cinema. The women's match was a great match, but this match was that and also cinema also, because you got some really great storyline developments out of this match. One I was looking forward to for a while. In the beginning, everybody just beats up Seth Rollins, except for El Grande Americano, because he was never attacked really before this. Solo Sikoa tried to, like, buddy up to everyone, but, like, Penta... Penta... it was Penta, LA Knight, and Andrade... like, all hit the, like, a big move of theirs on him. Like, Penta hit the super kick. Andrade hit the, some type of neck breaker, and then LA Knight hit a clothesline in the corner. Because this was cool, too, because Solo kept doing, like, all their taunts and everything like that. And, I'll just say this, Penta and Andrade were the workhorse of this match. They took all the big bumps, and it was just insane. Penta hit a Mexican destroyer to Andrade. LA Knight hit the BFT off a ladder, which was awesome. They did the spot where, like, everybody went up on the ladder. Andrade tried to springboard, but obviously the ropes were kind of slippery because by that point. And just an insane ladder match. I would just really sit down and go watch it because it's awesome. Eventually, when things start not going Seth Rollins' way, the Blondes come out, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and they kind of start attacking everybody, and eventually, when it's time for Solo to get attacked, JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu come out, and Braun Breaker spears JC Mateo through the barricade, and Jacob Fatu takes out Bronson Reed, and you think, he's going to help Solo Sikoa win. He even tells him he loves him, and Solo's climbing the ladder, and all of a sudden, Jacob Fatu grabs his foot, and Solo realizes he can't get any further than that, and he goes behind him, and Jacob Fatu says, "I hate you, Solo." I almost said Solo says, "I hate you, Solo." That would have been good.
Ooh, he hates himself.
Yeah. But Jacob Fatu says, "I hate you, Solo." He pulls him down the ladder, hits a super kick onto him, followed by a moonsault, and then he hits the spinning Solo through the ladder. Because we didn't cover SmackDown this week. On SmackDown this past week, Jacob Fatu overheard Solo Sikoa talking shit about him, and he just finally had enough. And the big turn finally happened, and the big babyface turn for Jacob Fatu, and I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see a babyface Jacob Fatu. I really don't think anything's going to be different about him. I think he's just going to be the same, except he's just going to be over now. And, like, probably just more face. It'll be kind of weird in the beginning, because he's still feuding with, like, Damian Priest and everything like that. I think that feud's still going to happen. But then, like, he'll be more face once that feud ends and everything like that. But I'm really looking forward to that. But before I cover the rest of the match, what did you think of the big turn at the end, Jake? And also, I'll say this too. I like that they didn't, like, wait too long. Like, they didn't wait till, like, SummerSlam or something like that. I think this was the perfect time to do it, because this has been kind of teasing since Solo lost Tribal Combat, and, like, he kind of went away, and then Jacob kind of started doing things on his own, and then Solo came back, and things weren't really the same anymore. And then I feel like I like that they did this at a good time. They didn't wait too long. They didn't do it too fast. What did you think of the big turn with Jacob Fatu? Did you love it, or did you absolutely hate it and think he should have just stayed in the bloodline for the rest of his life?
He should have stayed subservient. No. The best fucking thing that happened in this match, second best thing that happened on this show, was Jacob turning face and betraying Solo. It needed to happen. And that moment, not a moment later, right in that moment was perfect. Solo's about to fucking win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Jacob heard everything that he said about him on SmackDown. How he's all gas, no brains, and he decided that now was the appropriate time to fuck over his cousin, and it absolutely paid off. The rocket ship has been strapped, and we are about to see the takeoff of Jacob Fatu as a top babyface.
I feel like I should be scared though. Jacob Fatu on his own, it sounds like a scary thing.
It does.
But we'll see. Maybe he won't be scary anymore. Maybe he'll be a nice guy now.
He'll be nice.
To himself, though. Not to anyone else.
He would.
And then afterwards, Seth Rollins went in, and it looked like he was still going to win, but then LA Knight tried to come in, and they had like a little bit of a fight, but then Seth Rollins gouged his eyes, threw him into head first into the ladder, and then hit the stomp on him, and he went up on the ladder, grabbed the briefcase. Obviously a little disappointed LA Knight didn't win. I feel like this was his last chance to really win it. Because obviously he's been in it like 3 times, and that was a big storyline of his. So I was kind of thinking like maybe this is his year to finally win it. But I think Raw fixed that issue. I think it doesn't seem like that Seth Rollins thing is just going to be like a one-time thing. It feels like we're going to get a feud out of that now, which is good. But Seth winning I think works. Obviously his whole vision of the what's best for the company will really work with the briefcase. He's won the briefcase before. This is like roughly 10 years after he cashed in the first time. And I'm not sure who he cashes in on, especially at this point, it was Jay and John as champions. Obviously, everything leaded towards him cashing in last night, which he didn't. But I feel like, Seth could really cash in on anyone. I feel like he could have this contract for a while. Maybe he fails, obviously, because there's a lot of reasons for him. Because they kept like saying on commentary and like on post shows and stuff that he's totally going to succeed. So that makes me question, like, does that mean he's going to fail? Because they keep saying like, oh, he'll totally succeed, and then we'll find out he like fails. I don't know. I don't know though if they're going to do that again because the men's contract holder last year failed. And the only reason I see him failing is if like Punk attacks him again, like he did to Drew. But I feel like they're not going to do that again because that'd be like really repetitive and that would be kind of dumb. But maybe like he has the title match, he has the champions laid out, and then that's when Roman Reigns finally makes his return and like wrecks shop and costs him the match and everything like that. So maybe he fails. I'm not sure though. But Seth with the briefcase, I think it's going to be a cool thing for a little bit. I don't know how long he holds the briefcase for. I feel like he won't hold it for like as long as like he did last time. Because I remember he held the briefcase until like Mania. I feel like he's very soon he's going to be cashing in. But I feel like he's not going to like have a thing where like he'll try to cash in and then like it doesn't happen. I feel like he's going to be more smart about this. But what do you think of? What did you think of the match? And what did you think of Seth's thin and everything like that?
I thought the match was great. Seth should have won. It made sense for him to win to begin with and be the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. But yeah, I thought the match was great. And
then we had the main event, not the show, so you could say right here because that hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, so I can't even review it if I wanted to. So, well, it's happened. I just can't. It's not available for anybody to watch right now. You have to wait till Saturday to watch it. So,
shit.
Yeah. So you have something to do on Saturday for a half hour. You can watch main event for a half hour. So,
the fuck wants to do that?
You. Because you told me how much you told me you were on all along. The main event was awesome. You told me you watched every episode last night. So,
the fuck?
Yeah, that's what you said.
The fuck said that?
Huh?
The fuck said that?
You did last night.
No.
You did. You
the fuck said that? I don't know who fucking said that.
It was you. It totally was.
Yeah.
The fuck? You said it. You don't remember?
The fuck?
You don't remember saying it, but you definitely did. I remember. So.
No. You're misremembering things now.
Maybe you're unremembering things.
Maybe you're making things up.
I am. You never even said that. You're like. I think you actually said I haven't.
What did I watch?
No, wait. It wasn't.
What did I watch that for?
Actually, wait. You said it wasn't an episode of Main Event. It was every episode of the Big Show or whatever that was on Netflix. That's what you said.
Oh, fuck that show too.
Huh?
Fuck that show too.
Well, you said you watched every episode and it was bad. So I just got the shows mixed up. I thought it was Main Event, not the Big Show. So.
Oh, that's you thought it was that. Yeah, of course.
Hey, you hate them both the same.
Equally.
So you can see why I would get confused. Actually, if you had to pick one, what would you pick? The Big Show or Main Event?
Main Event.
Wow, you must really... What episode? If you had to pick one episode, say like I told you to watch one episode of Main Event, what episode would you pick? And you like had no choice. Like I locked you in a room and I wouldn't let you leave until you watched one episode of Main Event.
I don't even know any episodes of Main Event.
Would you just put one on and like, hope and just watch it?
No.
So you would be in that room for a while then. Would you want?
Yeah, it would be forever.
It's
the same room that I have my eyeballs glued to the TV in.
Oh, how'd that go? I said you would give the fans an update on that. How did that go this weekend?
Fucking painful.
Are you still there now, or did you get yourself unstuck?
I managed to get myself unstuck. I'm missing my eyeballs, though.
How did you even get on here?
Someone did it for me.
Oh, okay. How'd you read the notes?
I don't know. I'm bad, Nick.
But then we had the WrestleMania 42 ad announcing that they're going to Vegas again. Obviously, this is the first time they've gone to two of the... Well, actually, no, it's not, because they went to... Because technically, WrestleMania 1, they went to MSG again in one of the venues. And then I think they went to Trump Towers for 4 and 5. So this is like... I think this is like the third time they went to like the same place 2 years in a row. It would be kind of cool for them to go to Vegas again. I like to go for my 30th. That'd be cool, but it would be interesting. It would kind of suck because they just got Mania, so selfishly like you're jealous of them because they get Mania 2 years in a row and no one else does. But it's just have to live in jealousy, I guess. What do you think about them going to Vegas again? Are you completely okay with it?
I'm okay with it, but I have a feeling like this could potentially be a catastrophic mistake on their part. Because everyone was complaining about the ticket prices and the tickets and how expensive they were and how not many people could afford to go. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And then they just go back and go again next year and they're expecting the same turnout. I don't know. That's the thing is, it's great for Vegas, but at the same time, I just don't personally think that it was a smart idea.
But we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll work out. By the way, we didn't grade. I give the men's Money in the Bank match 5 stars. It's pure cinema and absolutely. I thought everyone worked very hard in that match. And the MVPs were Penta and Andrade. They took some sick bumps and just nasty bumps in this match.
Yeah, I agree. 5 stars.
Then we had the main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Logan Paul did a really cool entrance where he held the drone and did a really cool thing there. He did that at Mania. And I'm fine with him doing it here, but I hope he does this entrance again, but something else. I don't know what, but
Do something different.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I always forget his theme song's different. I'm used to the other one, so every time he comes out,
Changed it 4 times.
yeah. So
This is like the 5th theme he's had.
But no, a lot of it was just kind of them filling each other out in the beginning portions. The faces kind of took over, but like they would trade off out of the heels who would tag in and out, and then the heels got the heat on Jey Uso for a long time. They just really worked him over and everything like that, and then eventually Logan Paul and John Cena started not to get along. They didn't really want to like be tagged out at that time or anything like that. So eventually, as they were arguing, it allowed Cody to get the hot tag. Very good choice to save Cody for the hot tag, because obviously this was Cody's first match back. So a lot of people really wanted to see him get in that win and wrestle. So they got the wish here, and Cody looked good, for the first time he had wrestled in a while and everything like that. Because they haven't done any house shows, so that's the only place he would have wrestled, because he hasn't wrestled on TV. And then eventually he takes down Logan, and then Cena hits him with an AA, but Cody kicks out. And then at one point, everyone just kind of hits a big move on each other, and they all get laid out, which was awesome. Logan Paul goes for the frog splash, and he has the drone come over, and through the drone's like viewpoint, you could see like Cody hits a superplex onto him, and then Jey Uso hits a splash on him like right afterwards, through like the viewpoint of the drone shot, which was awesome.
That was so cool.
And people are gonna say, "Oh, Logan doesn't get this business" and everything like that. But like that move right there, and that probably got them so many views on Instagram and like YouTube and everything like that. But I guess Logan's
1,000%.
But I guess Logan somehow is the one that just doesn't get this business somehow. I guess so. That's
He doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because they don't like what he did 10 years ago.
And then Cena hits another AA, but Cody Rhodes kicks out of it. And then eventually he's about to hit Cody with another AA onto the table, but then Jay hits a spear onto him, sending him onto the table. And then Logan Paul hits an Arihawa moonsault, sending Jay through the Spanish announcer's table. And obviously that's pretty intense now, since like the table, especially for the PLEs, are much different now and everything like that. It's not the tables that it was pre-Netflix. These are like hardcore tables. JD McDonough would like to talk to you guys about that. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, like, because that just shows you how aggressive they are. But I don't know if he actually wants to speak to them about that. But I'm just.
What if you want to speak to the table about it, though?
That'd be weird. He's got to get it.
What if he went out to Raw and just said talking to the table?
I would question what he's doing. So, but then we get the best moment of the whole match. Referees are checking on Jey Uso and everything. So Cena, because he's a heel now and everything, and he wants to break Chris's.
Everything's the same. Nothing changes. Nothing's different from the first promo till now.
And he cracks Rhodes off the skull with the WWE Championship, just like he did at WrestleMania. And you think he's going to win the match and everything like that, but then a hooded figure comes out into the ring and just starts attacking Cena and clocks him off the head with the WWE Championship. And the hooded figure reveals himself, and it's R-Truth, I guess technically, because he was still R-Truth then. So, but Monday changes that. And this was obviously a huge shock, because Truth had just been released, like literally a week ago before that?
It was like, it had been about a week.
Yeah, because I remember, because he worked SmackDown, and then I think by like that weekend he was gone. And obviously this was
so weird, because they threw him in a squash match against JC Mateo.
Yeah, and then now it's...
Everyone's like, oh, what a horrible way to go out.
Yeah, but then, R-Truth returns here. Then obviously this was a huge shock, because everyone had been chanting, "We want Truth." Everyone wanted R-Truth to come back. And the fans got what they wanted, which was cool. Usually that doesn't happen. And this allows Cody to hit the Crossroads and pin Cena. And Cody and Jay win the tag match. I thought this was awesome. This was a huge highlight of the match. The match itself was great anyways. I give it like probably 4.25 stars. I don't think quite a half. I'll go a quarter. Because a lot of the match was a lot of it just them dominating Jay and kind of waiting for stuff to happen. But once they got to like third gear, it ruled. And but R-Truth coming back really. Actually, maybe I will go 4.5 for the R-Truth return. Actually, R-Truth being back is awesome. You know, and you instantly knew this wasn't like the R-Truth that, you know, doesn't really know anything, like the comedy R-Truth. This was like a serious version of R-Truth, so you knew that you were going to get a different R-Truth. And I think this is awesome. The fact that the fans chanted for someone to come back, and then they ended up rehiring him. Obviously, a lot of news came out about this, that R-Truth wasn't answering any calls from WWE until Nick Khan called him, and they worked out a new deal. But here he doesn't exactly have like a WWE deal. Like it's like a by appearance type of deal that he has at the moment. It's nothing like concrete. Like this is going to be like a last run for him and all that type of stuff. So I'm happy this happened. And if this is going to be, you know, if we could get something really special with a send-off with R-Truth, then that's pretty damn cool. I think he deserves this than what he was... Like you said, he was going to go out with a squash match with James Mateo. I don't think that would have been the best way for him to go out. So I'm glad that this is going to be a way he goes out, and the promo on Raw the next night made it that much better. And, you know, it makes sense why R-Truth, you know, hates Cena, because everyone has been speculating that John Cena should come on and say he was the reason that R-Truth get fired, and now they're going to turn it into a whole storyline. I think that's really cool. This got Cody a win too, and protected Cena in defeat, because obviously someone was going to take the loss, and we just thought it was going to be Logan. So this kind of gives a reason for Cody and John Cena to have a rematch, and it also sets up for something with R-Truth and John Cena. Well, actually not R-Truth and John Cena, somebody else and John Cena. So I give this match, like I said, 4.5 stars, mainly for Truth's return. I thought it was awesome. What did you think of this match?
Originally gonna give it 4, but now I give it 4.5 because of the interference from Ron Killings. It was the shock of all shocks. He wasn't actually officially released. His contract was expiring in the coming weeks, so he was still under contract. And people are arguing semantics between contracts not being renewed and released. It's the fucking same thing. And it honestly shocked the fucking hell out of me. None of us got worked. It wasn't a work. This is not something that happened that they had planned out ahead of time. This was something that came about in the last 72 hours. Before Money in the Bank. And it was pulled off to great extent. As we saw with the promo on Monday Night Raw, he is a more unhinged version of himself than he has been in a very, 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 very long time. He clearly is a babyface after that promo that he cut on Raw last night. Just an awesome return for someone who's going to go out on his own, who's going to go out on better terms now. When, you know, officially he hangs up the wrestling boots. It seems like that's sooner rather than later. People do forget this man is 53 years old. He might not look it. He looks like he's in his early 40s, even late 30s. It's one of those things where it's coming to an end, and he wanted to be himself for the very first time on WWE TV. And I honestly feel like this is going to be a really interesting gimmick for him going forward.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm happy that weirdly enough, it seems like he's going to be like a long-term plan. Like that's going to be an opponent incoming for Cena at some point this year. Because I think everyone was thinking it was going to be immediate, but I like that they were going to hold off on it for a while. How ironic is that? He was meant to just be like a quick filler opponent for Cena, like at Saturday Night's Main Event, and then all this stuff happened, and now he's like a part of the long-term booking now and everything like that. So I honestly think he should beat Cena in his last match with this and how well everything's going, because it would be a really good story for him, I think, and everything like that. Now, do you think? Because obviously, like, I know he's quote unquote re-signed, but do you think he just like signed an extension, or do you think like he actually re-signed?
I think he actually legitimately re-signed.
And do you think that he'll do this like run that he's having, and then like hate it up, or do you think like he'll still wrestle for a little bit longer?
I feel like he'll do this. Again, we could be totally wrong, but I feel like he's doing this final run right here, and then retiring.
How crazy is it? The big story this year was it going to be John Cena's last one, and now we're getting like a Ron Killen's last one. Like, it's insane.
It's really crazy, and you know, his son made an Instagram post about like putting up a post on his Instagram story saying, you know, go and get that bag, you know, for one final run. So it seems like this is it for him, because he was taking. This is legit. Like, he was getting himself situated outside of WWE. He was lining up appearances. He was lining up work and all this shit. Like, he was going to meet probably most likely with TNA. Like, this wasn't something that was in the work in the plans. He was supposed to be gone. Everyone was going to forget about him, and he was going to go elsewhere. Except for, they didn't realize that Truth is massively over and a well-respected person within the wrestling industry. And for as much as people didn't care about him, which they didn't, they were actually questioning why he was facing John to begin with. And they were really upset when he elected not to renew his contract. They suddenly cared about him. And I'm happy they did, because we get this more unhinged side of Ron Killings now.
Weirdly enough, that's the only biggest miss from Cena's part of the Cena should have said what you just said in his promo on Monday. That would have really carried a lot of weight. And I mean, what Cena said was still good, but if Cena
he brought Truth into it.
Yeah, but I wish Cena had said, like, you guys didn't care about him before. I feel like he will say that once the match like gets the bill behind it, because if John Cena doesn't say that, then that don't make any damn sense. Like,
it wouldn't be.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what R-Truth does. Well, R-Truth's doing nothing, actually. It's Ron Killens that's doing something. So R-Truth is doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, R-Truth. Even Ron Killens said he liked on this promo that he liked R-Truth.
But yeah, Ron Killens. I don't think John Cena realizes what he's done. So
I don't think so either.
Do you think this is the thing that's going to get Cena back into, in the good graces with you? Do you think Cena's just a piece of shit now?
No, Cena's just a piece of shit.
We're supposed to be dedicating a whole year of retros to him, and like we're not doing that. And I feel like there's something you're not telling me. Like, you don't want to pay tribute to your hero anymore. You're like, fuck this. Like, this, I'm not dealing with this guy.
He turned his back on his only true fan.
R-Truth?
Cena.
No, R-Truth. That was his only true fan, was R-Truth.
And me.
They can't have two. You said only one.
I was with him from the very beginning.
So was R-Truth.
So wasn't I. We'll fight over it.
Well, not anymore. R-Truth's dead. So you win now.
Custody of John Cena Fandom ladder match.
Who would win?
Me. Actually, no. Ron Killings would kick my ass.
Yeah, Ron. But anyhow, let's create money.
What the fuck am I saying? Ron Killings would kick my ass.
But there's some. I usually don't cover the post show, but there was a funny thing that came out of it. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Cody Rhodes and Jay were on it, and Cody Rhodes mentioned the story where like him and Jay got like drunk and went on the post show afterwards. It was hilarious. It was awesome.
That was the best thing. That was honestly the funniest fucking thing. I'll see a thing crop up every now and then on social media. The post show after they won the tag titles. Him, Jay and Cody did, and that was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I remember we went.
Jay was lit, and so was it Cody.
I remember we went and watched it recently.
It was so fucking funny.
And then, how do you feel about this though? Because everyone's kind of crapping on Triple H for this. Like when he got asked about the R-Truth thing on the post show, he tried to make it seem like it was a work, but everyone's kind of shit on Triple H for like playing up to it, like the fact that he won't really make it clear whether or not it was a work or not. I don't hate that, it's
He's the fucking boss.
yeah.
He's the one in charge of creative. He can say whatever he wants. I don't care. I don't know why it's offending people so much that he says that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I feel like it's fine, good to kayfabe the audience and everything like that. Because if this angle would happen in AEW, Tony Khan would have fucking answered that question and like given like a real thing of what happened type of thing. So and then ruin the angle.
He would have.
See, Tony Khan would have ruined it so much. Chris is like coughing. He's struggling for breath.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
But let's do a nice little letter grade for Money in the Bank. I'm gonna go first this time. No, actually, no. I went first last time, so you get to go first this time.
A really, really good show that had a very good, great, amazing, heartwarming ending.
Yeah, I'll go A also. I really liked it. I was gonna say, so we take a chance to review Raw, but I think Money in the Bank is and Worlds Collide are good. I don't think we need to do Raw. I think we're at a good.
That'd be pushing it.
Yeah,
Much.
I think we're at a good ending point.
Plus,
So.
I like to review the 3 shows together.
Well, you better make sure you can do the show next week. If you're not here doing the show next week, then I'm taking your phone and snapping it across my knee. That's what I'm doing. So.
Yeah, try me, bitch.
I'm taking it out of the case, by the way, too. Don't think I'm gonna like forget to take it out of the case. That shit's coming out of the case.
Bitch.
But yeah, we got some plugs and promotions to do. Is there anything you wanna plug or promote?
No, actually, I don't have anything to plug or promote because we don't do anything. So I can't plug or promote anything.
I can plug that you won the briefcase. You have the contract now.
Oh, yeah, I thought I was going to lose.
Yeah, because Worlds Collide fucked Steve because he picked everything pretty. The only thing Steve got right on that show was the women's tag match. Everything else he picked won. So that's it. I didn't even bother like calculating like the Money in the Bank scores because I'm like Steve like
4 matches.
Yeah. Like
It wouldn't have mattered.
So like Steve, like there's no way. And now Steve like tried. I don't know if you saw. He was trying to pull some like then like yeah, but
he was trying to pull some fucking cheap shit. Nah. Yeah, 3 fucking shows now, motherfucker.
By the way, I love that he says like we could predict for King and Queen of the Win. I don't know if I put my picks for the King and Queen of the Win. I didn't see him put his picks in there after all that talk. So,
He went silent.
So I think 3 shows. And this sucks for him because I'm away and can't do the predictions for Night of Champions, so he loses a show there. And then potentially if you're not available and I'm not available and potentially he's not available, he loses Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be quite a while until he can do a predictions again. He's not gonna be and this
fuck.
And then
be good at predicting.
And this sucks for you, by the way, also, because, again, I'm not going to be around for Night of Champions, and you can't predict for Evolution unless, like, something happens last minute when you come back early for
At
maybe.
least I have the Money in the Bank briefcase that I can cash in whenever I want.
Well, no, that's because you can't. It's not going to be Night of Champions because I'm not available. So.
I'm gonna pick my spot.
I feel like you gotta like do it while I'm like stressed out like at work. You're gonna like text me like I'm cashing in right the fuck now. I don't care if you're stressed out at work. Get over your house and like predict. Like clock out and like get fired and just predict. So it's not good. But yeah, let's do some plugs and promotions though. We got Owen the Talkinator, got some stuff going on there. We have like 5 4 videos we're doing before we start season 3 of Yellow Jackets. We're doing, actually no, 5, but we're doing 3 of them this week, and then the other 2 when I come back from Tennessee. Check out this channel. Chris and I are gonna really try to sit down probably after I go on my trip and then he goes on his trip and do some retros, because we've been slacking on the retros. We said we were gonna do like several retros. We've done like 2. So
yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough schedule wise.
yeah. So things are gonna, after my trip to Tennessee, things will cool down for me, and after Chris's trip to wherever he's going, things are gonna cool down for him.
Once I get back from Maine on the 11th of July, we should be able to kind of hone in and do some more retros.
Yeah, and then that's it. Nothing else to talk about. That's pretty much it, guys. And since it's been going in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.